All right, so at this point, I believe we all have installed Vim, or we all have Vim on our computers now, right? Because we 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 did a lot of installation for different people during the time apart between the two sessions. So I hope we all have Vim installed, or we all have our computers ready. So if you have, please unmute and let us know.
I have. I have. Kelvin.
Okay, that's Kelvin. Who else? Okay, all right. For those who are yet to have Vim or Ubuntu installed, you can simply get it from our previous session. You can easily get it from our previous session. So we won't be talking about what we talked about last time. We're just going to do a continuation, or rather a brief example of how to launch it or how to run it. We already did a quiz on it, so it shouldn't be too hard. We won't be going down deep into the rabbit hole. So to refresh our mind, or to refresh our memory, or to jog our memory, remember that when calling or when trying to create a file in Vim, trying to create a file via our command line editor, we simply run a particular command, and that command, can everyone hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So someone said it can't, so I was thinking maybe it's my network or something. So yeah, when trying to launch Vim at the very beginning, we simply write VIM, and it will pop up, it will open like this. So this is Vim. Vim, as already know, is the improved version of VI. So let me quit and go back home. Some people say they can't hear me. Wonder why.
Maybe there's a
Since
problem.
everyone else can hear me, I'm guessing it's their devices. So let's continue. So we just launched the Vim, VIM, and we can begin. Right now we are in Vim command line editor. To start writing, or okay, let me exit and rejoin the call if you can't hear me. Okay.
Go ahead.
For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, you don't know what is Vim, simply refer to our previous sessions. We will not be covering that in this session. It will seem as if we are repeating ourselves. If you are joining us for the first time, go to the YouTube channel. It's on the group description. You will see the previous sessions that we talked about Vim. We talked about installing Ubuntu. We talked about all this before. So just go to the previous go to the YouTube channel and watch or download the video so you get up to speed with what you are doing. So for those of us who already have Vim installed, we are simply going to be creating a file. We've already done this before. We are going to be creating a file. This time, yes, that is the video. This time, all of us are going to be doing it and sharing our outputs this time around, because last time we did the introduction and more people have it installed now. So I'm assuming we can all start working with Vim. So, all right, the assignment, or rather the work we're going to be doing is creating a simple file, okay? we're going to create a simple file. So for the sake of those who do not understand yet or who have forgotten how to do this, I will just quickly create a file, and then you can all do it yourselves as class works. So again, let me exit Vim and go to the beginning. So now I'm going to create a file called, let me see how many files I already have. Okay, I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to save Vim, and I'm going to call the file class.txt. All right. I now have a file called class.txt. And I have a file called file.txt in my Vim. So I can start inserting. What do I want to type in this file? I can say this. Now remember, to insert, you simply press the I. And to go back to command mode, you press the escape key. So I want to start typing. I'll just press I, and I'll say this is my first file in Vim. Full stop. Now I'm going to save this. And remember, to save this is just go back to command mode, pressing the escape key, and then a colon, and then you press W. I'm going to save and exit. So I'll just hit W and Q and hit enter. Now you see that my file has been saved. What did I save it as? Oh, sorry, I didn't save the file name. Okay, sorry, let me just do that. Vim, let's see, class.txt. Okay, I did not save that file. Let's see, sorry, Vim class.txt. Okay, I have it saved. It's already here. This is my first file. It's already saved, class.txt. Okay. ls. All right, it's here already, class.txt. So we already have it. So everyone should be doing this now. All right. At this point, I expect you guys to be sending your screenshots of you creating a file in Vim and saving it. Is everyone performing this task? Are we together?
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So I'm expecting feedback. Let's see what we've done. Okay. Okay, we have one. Okay, Tite. Okay, so show us what's in the file. Show us what's in the file you created. Let's see. And also, we are going to be doing something new today. We're actually going to use it to create a C file. Okay. Perfect. Yes. Very nice.
Hello,
Okay. All right. Nice. So I've confirmed 2. So it seems we're following. Who else? You can't join the class. Let me give you the video link. Let me send you an invite. Okay. So if you can't join the class, I suggest you check your chat. I just sent you the link to the voice to the video call. All right. So let's move on now. Let's move on. So we've created the text file, and now we have a lot of response. It shows that we have all been practicing before now, and we've all, okay, the link. We've all been practicing before now, and we've all done a great job, because now it seems we are up to speed with what we are doing. So now let's continue. I thought Maxwell was going to be with us today. Now, as part of ALX curriculum, we are going to be using Vim or any text editor, any command line text editor to create files, to create or to write our code. So we are not going to be using, most likely we won't be using Visual Studio Code or IDEs like that. We're going to be making use of Vim or Emacs. Now we'll talk about Emacs in another session, but now let's focus on okay, Emacs just run on my PC. Let me just exit. Okay, all right. So we're going to be focusing on creating files, and then we can also discuss Emacs. So it's almost the same, but let's focus on Vim. So the next thing we're going to do now is to create a C file. We're going to be creating a C file, and we're going to be writing a command or writing a code in that particular C file using Vim. Can we do that? Okay, before we do it together, can everyone sort of try to practice it? Now, to make it easy for you, let me just give you the C file to write. I'll paste it on the group chat. All right. So that's the C file to write. You are going to write this C file to your using Vim, save it to your Ubuntu or save it to your operating system. You can call it hello.c. You can call it my file. You just call it any name.c. And then we're going to run it. But first, create a file and then type in this code. Or you can better say restructure the code. Maybe you can say welcome. Just make it personal. Just personalize it, customize it to suit your needs. But create a C file. That's essentially the question. Create a C file, and then we're going to see how we can run it together.
Pardon, we are using Vim, right?
Excuse me, I can't hear you. What did you say?
We use Vim.
Yes, using Vim.
And the name of the file will be?
Using Vim.
Please, sorry, I can't write anything on this one. I send request.
You can't write anything on your Vim.
No, on my Telegram, I can. I sent request, but you have not accepted me yet.
Okay. What's your name?
Tochukwu Steven.
Steven. Okay, you have been accepted now.
Okay, thank you.
So again, I'm waiting for your outputs. Let's see who is able.
So after we type in Vim, we fill in all the text space with the text that you sent us.
Yeah, after you open Vim, you type a C#, not a C# code, a C code to output pretty much anything you want it to. And then just do not run the code yet. Just create a file, a C file, and write some codes in it, and then screenshot or take a screenshot of it. Next, we are going to see how we can run it on Ubuntu.
Okay.
All right. Be sure to save your file. Be sure to save it, and be sure to save it in the directory that is easily acceptable, so that we can be able to call it.
So sorry for the delay. I just
And understand what should we do.
I'm sorry, you have to speak out a bit.
I didn't understand what should we do. Our
Let me see if I can hear you properly. Um, okay. So, hold on, I'm trying to connect my headset so I'll be able to hear you properly. Okay, what were you saying?
Somebody was saying that they didn't understand anything.
Someone was saying they didn't understand it.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll repeat the question again. The question would be the question is to create a file, a C file. Let me just, let me type it so you better you see it properly. Let me type it here. The question is create a C file. That is the first, and then write some codes in it and save. That is the question. Create a C file, write some codes in it, and save. Just do that, and then we're going to see how we can compile it using the GCC compiler.
I have a question.
Okay, please ask.
While saving, are we going to be using .c or .txt?
We are going to be using .c because it's a C file.
Okay, mine is giving me an error message.
Okay, what error do you get?
Not an editor command.
Okay, it seems you're trying to, I think you're trying to save it. Are you out of the insert mode? You need to press your escape key
Yes.
to go, okay?
Yes.
And then you use,
yes.
okay. And you know the
So I
command for
use
saving.
the :w, then the name of the file.
:w is space before the name of the file.
Yes. Then after I've written the name, I added .c and entered. And it gave me that error.
Okay, let me see if I can replicate your error here. Insert, let me say make.c, and then I want to save. I say :w, and then you said hello.c. Is this what you typed? And it tell you,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But mine is file exists, so it cannot save this file. So I'll have to save it with another name. So I'll just say w h.c, and you see it as saved. So you obviously are not doing it correctly.
Let me try again.
Yeah.
Okay.
So w is space, then the name of the file .c.
All right. Let me try again.
All right. So for those of us who do not have access to PC, okay, let me see this. Precious. All right, Precious, you're good to go. So let me type mine now. Let me create mine over here. I'll say Vim. I just like to specify the name of the file directly on the terminal, pass it as a parameter to Vim, so I don't have to retype it again. I'll just say Vim hello world.c. Now I have a file called hello world.c. Next is to type my commands, and I will say include studio.h and then I'll say int main. All right, and then I'll open, and then I'll say printf hello world /n, and then of course return 0. Then when I'm done, I'll get out of insert mode, and then I'll save my file W, and then I'll quit. Okay, let's just save the file. All right, now the file has been saved. Hello world.c has been saved. So I can go
Please,
ahead
we
to
are
put
looking at you.
my
Voice.
Vim and then say ls, and then I have my file hello world.c. I can enter and I'll say vim hello world.c, and it will take me back to my file. Yeah, questions?
Okay, it has saved. So I realized that I used a capital letter for the first word.
Okay, yes. It tends to be case sensitive.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
All right. So
I'm still trying to get through for the first this thing we went about. That is, this is my first file in Vim, but I'm not seeing any particular prompt.
I have something to say.
Precious, please, you have to speak out a little bit louder so I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I audible enough?
Yes, you're audible enough.
I think there is a difference when we write the code first before saving, and then when we save it with the vim command before writing the code. In the arrangement, I think it's better when we save it with the vim command first before opening.
Okay, so
write the code.
it's formatted the way mine is formatted, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes, that is true. It's by convention you tend to, let me just exit this again. By convention, you tend to specify the file name as a parameter. So you added vim and the file name dot. If it's a C file or a C# or any file at all, just specify the file name so that the editor itself will know that that file belongs or is a particular language file, and it will format the file as necessary.
Yeah.
So if you just typed vim and you typed your code, it will not format it this way because it does not recognize the type of file you are trying to type or the type of command or the type of text you are typing. It will take it as a regular text, but when you specify it, it will format. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Please, how do we specify the file? Because I've opened my Vim, I actually typed Vim, and I wrote this is my first file in Vim, but I didn't get any special prompt like the other people's.
Okay, if I get you correctly, you open the file by typing vim, and then you typed in were you typing a command, a code, or you're just typing a bunch of random text?
I think I just typed a bunch of random text. This is my first file in Vim.
Okay, did you save it?
I saved it, but it actually didn't put, it just put this uppercase and S. That was all.
Uppercase and S?
Yeah, or the way I'm saving it.
This is the way you save. This is the way you save. Let me get rid of one. Okay, this is the way you save. Your escape, now you're in command mode. Your colon, you can see where I am here. Your colon and W. Did you specify the name of the file? This is the command for saving. You press your escape key, right?
Escape.
Escape key
Yeah.
to enter command mode, and then
Okay.
your colon. Can you see the colon?
Yeah.
And then W, small letter W.
Okay. You said,
And then
did I specify? Sorry, you said, did I
specify the
specify?
file name now. You did not, because you typed just Vim. So just specify the name of the file now, and then hit enter. Just type in the name of the file, and then hit enter.
Which is Vim first, right?
Yes.
Okay, I did so. Then there's literally nothing that popped up. Let me explain how I got to that particular place. What I did was I entered Ubuntu, then I typed Vim, right? Then I used enter, so it was like Vim VI improved and the version, everything. So I typed this is my first file. So I didn't see any special prompt.
You do not require a special prompt. There's nothing like a special prompt. You won't be prompted, or you won't be asked to do anything. You just need to type in your file, type in your text, or type in your code, and then you save it by going to the command state. And to enter the command state, you just need to press your escape key and enter your command. Escape key, your command should start with this colon, and then you want to save it, obviously. Use the colon, and then you press small letter W, give it a space, and then save it as a file name .txt or whatever you want to call it, and you hit enter. That's all.
I'm actually having issues. I tried what you said I should do, and that is using the escape key. So after doing that,
okay, I think at this point you should share a screenshot so we don't get stuck trying to explain how to save a file in Vim. Just send a screenshot and we'll show you how to do it further.
Okay. Let me do that now. Or should I just share my screen directly?
Just send it to the group chat. All right. So let's proceed now. I believe we all have this code on our server, on our Ubuntu now, or on Vim. We've created the file, we've saved it, and now we've saved it successfully. Now we're trying to run it. Now to run of course, let me save it again and let me quit. Save and quit. Now to be able to run this file, we have to install our GCC compiler. Remember when we installed code blocks a while ago, that's GCC. When we installed code blocks, it gave us a compiler to compile C. That is called the GCC compiler. But right now we are in Ubuntu, and we do not have GCC installed. We do not have the GCC compiler installed. A compiler capable of compiling C and giving us the output. So the command for installing GCC is sudo, because we are not, if you are in the if your username is root, or you are the root user, you do not need to type sudo. Okay, for those of us that are external users, like for example, in my case, Grim Reaper X at Grim Reaper, obviously this is not the root account, this is not the admin account, so I'll have to type sudo. So I'll say sudo apt install GCC. But if you are not, if you are in the root account, you just need to say apt install GCC. But since I am a regular account here, I'll just need to run sudo apt install GCC. I already have it installed, so it's asking me for my password, sudo password. So I have to type that, and then I hit enter. And you can see that GCC is already the newest version. I already have GCC installed. I already have GCC compiler installed. So everyone go ahead to create that. I'll paste the command on the group chat as well. Sudo. Yeah, Trust, I'll get back to you, please. Let me just type this. apt install GCC. Now that is the command for installing GCC compiler that's capable of compiling C and telling us the output of our program. So let me allow for some time to for you guys to download it, and then we can begin. Have we started downloading it?
Yes.
Okay. So it's all right. Trust, let's get back to you while
Yeah, I sent the screenshot already. So I typed it already.
Yeah.
When I hit the escape button, you said it will go to command prompt. Am I correct? Command mode.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
what next do I do?
Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to accept some people into the group. All right. This is my first file in Vim. You are still in insert mode. Hit your escape key now to go back to command mode.
Yeah, I just did so.
Okay, now.
So it's the that slash for the letter writing moved behind M. Is that supposed to be so?
Behind which M?
That is the M for Vim. Let me just send the screenshot directly so you see.
Oh, hold on. You have to be connected to the internet to run this. Fail to fetch GCC not found.
To the internet.
No, sorry, I'm talking about just trying to install it. If okay, yes, you have to click yes to continue. RT anime. I think you have to update your Ubuntu. You do not have it. You don't have it currently. You do not have the latest version, rather. You have to run it. You have to run I think it's sudo apt update. You have to update your Ubuntu. So Bexy loaded. Yes, you just have to click Y and it will install your compiler for you. All right, back to you, Trust. Yes, currently you are in command mode. You are in command mode. Now type your colon, or better still, let me send you the code, the command. W, then file name dot let's see, dot extension. Now the words I typed in those square brackets, you should replace it to the actual file name, the actual name of your file. So :W, a space, and the name of your file. Be sure to remove those square brackets. I just placed it so you know that it's a variable. You have to replace it with your own value.
Okay, I have a challenge, sir.
Okay.
I tried clearing the file name.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, hold on. Let me clear this this issue. For those of you getting error fail to fetch or fall for not found, you have to update your Ubuntu. You have to run apt get update. Sudo apt get updates. Let me send it. That's the code. You have to update your Ubuntu for you to find a GCC compiler. Sudo apt get update. All right. I think someone was trying to say something. Is that the same error you got?
Are we to include the dash?
Yes, include the dash. Okay, Trust, back to you again.
Yeah, I sent. Okay, I'm not sure that's the screenshot of what it's actually telling me. I actually copied and pasted and tried editing the file name .extension, but it
No,
didn't clear up.
no. This is not the way you do it. You're trying to save a file. I sent you
Yeah.
the command. You're not supposed to copy and paste. I just sent it to you as a template, as a way of knowing what to do. Watch my screen again and see what I do. Watch my screen. I'm going to create a file the same way you just did yours.
Okay. Hold
You
on, give me a
typed
sec. Okay. Yeah, I can see you now.
You typed Vim and you hit enter.
Yeah.
You are here, right? Now you click
Exactly.
I to enter insert mode.
All right.
To enter insert mode, and then you type in a bunch of random text you want to type.
Okay.
We have that. Now we want to save this. You simply exit insert mode and go back to command mode by pressing the escape key. If that is successful, you should see that the insert here is no longer visible. It will disappear, meaning you are in command mode. And to run a command or to run that particular saved command, you have to press or you have to type in the colon and then W.
W, all right.
And then give it a space and then specify the name of the file. File name dot, if it is a text file, just say .txt and you hit enter. That's all.
Okay, let me try exactly what you said now. You can continue with others. I will get back to you immediately. I'm done. I'm trying to.
All right. All right. So let me just pick this. All right.
While saving the site, telling me that can't open file for writing.
While what? While saving
the.
All right, Bexy loaded. You just
in the
successfully
command
install.
mode while saving it. When I click the enter,
It's telling you cannot save it. 1 second. Bexy loaded. You have successfully installed GCC compiler, so you are ready for our next step. Who else has successfully installed theirs? All right, back to you, Precious.
So while saving in the command mode, after clicking enter, it wrote the name of the file. It says can't open file for writing. Press enter or write another command.
What is the name of the file you created, and what is the extension as well?
C. I used the beginning.c.
And you are trying to access the file after creating it.
Yeah, when I put LX, I'm not seeing the files among what I have done.
It basically means the file was not saved. If you can't find it among the files in your directory, it means the files were not saved.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to ask question.
Okay.
I've already created a file, but apart from accessing it directly from Ubuntu, how can I access it inside Vim? Like, how can I access the file? If I enter Vim, how can I access that particular file? I know that I can access it from Ubuntu. If I type Vim, then the name of the file, it will appear. But if I enter inside the Vim itself, how can I locate that particular file? Can you hear me?
Yeah. How can you locate that particular file? Simple. Now watch what I'm going to do. Let me go back again. I was trying to do something. I was trying to do something. Let me quit. Okay, so I was trying to create this file called hello.c. After creating it, I'm going to show you how to access the file after creating it. Basically, that's your question. Yes, GCC has been installed, yes, successfully. So you are good to go. We do not have a GCC compiler installed. So keep in mind, we are going to be using it to compile our file we created and then giving the output. So back to you, Tochi. Let me show you the solution to your answer. Let's say now I'm going to create a file called vim hello.c because I obviously did not say the previous one. Okay, now I have a file called hello.c. I'm going to type in C# code. Okay, I'm in insert now, so include studio.h and then int main. Okay, and I'll say printf hello world. All right. Return 0 and then I'll close. All right. Now I have a basic C file that will tell us hello world. I want to save this file. I want to save this file and be able to call it again after saving. I'll exit insert mode to command mode and then :W and Q, save and quit. Now I have hello.c in my folder. I have hello.c. Now, to be able to see that file again or to be able to edit that file again, you can simply just run vim hello.c and it will take you back to the file. So, Tochi, does that answer your question? Okay, I'm guessing he's not connected. All right. So let's continue now. Let's continue.
Yeah,
all right.
Sorry.
Okay.
So I tried what you said I should do. I used the :W, then the bracket, my first file. That's what I named it.
No, you do not have to add the bracket. You do not. I told you I added the bracket so you know you have to change the files there.
Okay. So I just use W
yes,
and
get
any
rid of
file
the bracket.
name, right? Yeah.
Yes, W and any file name, and hit enter.
And this is my txt, right? Should be .txt. Am I correct?
Yeah. If you wish to save it as a text file, yes.
Okay, should I just use Control Save?
Control Save does not work. I've been telling you this now. You have to use that particular command. It's on the group chat. :W and then the name of the file.
Yes. I did that already. So it automatically saves that way.
It does not automatically save. It has to save, or it will save only when you typed that command.
Okay. All right. Let me just share a screenshot because I just want you to confirm if I'm correct. So this.
Yeah, you can send the screenshot. I think the lazy programmer Maxwell is active now. He'll be able to take that for you so that we're not stuck on how to save a file on Vim.
I just sent a screenshot now.
Yeah.
So am I correct?
Maxwell.
Yeah, I'll be checking.
Okay,
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sorry to drag you back.
Okay.
Okay, I just installed this git bash into my system. So, and I just opened it. Is there any configuration I need to do? Because I don't think it's giving me what it's supposed to give me.
You just installed Git Bash.
Yes.
So you are wondering if there are any configurations you need to do in order to use it.
Yes,
Now,
because
first of all, we're not.
anything I type.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, I said first of all, we're not making use of Git Bash. We're making use of Ubuntu. This is our shell terminal right now, Ubuntu.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to install Ubuntu.
Okay.
Yes. You have to install Ubuntu, and the command for installing Ubuntu will be provided for you. It will be provided on the group chat.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, no problem. All right. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Next, we are going to be compiling the file. So let's exit back to our terminal. Now, the next thing to do to run the command or to run our file would be to pass in a command, GCC. So just check the version of the GCC installed in your Ubuntu. That's how you know if GCC is successfully installed. So just run GCC -- version.
Yeah, it says it's a 2021 Free Software Foundation.
Sorry, it's I actually sent a screenshot now. It's that code correct?
So what you need to do now is you see the underscore after the W. Take that off.
Right. Just did so.
Come again.
I just did so. I just took the underscore after the W. So just W.
Right. Yeah. So colon W a space and then the name of the file.
Okay. Colon W space then the name of the file. Yes, I just did so now.
Yes. So now you just press the enter key.
Okay. All right. It's put the. Hold on. Let me see the screenshots if I'm correct. Yeah, I just sent a screenshot now. Is that correct?
Give me a moment. Yeah, it seems to be working now. So yeah, that should do it.
So I can see that particular
Yeah,
file
it's fine.
on
So now
my.
all that you need to do.
Can I see that particular file on my dashboard?
Yes, in the directory. On your what?
You said I can see it on my directory.
Yes, yes. So when you edit out of Vim, you would see that when you do an ls. All right.
I didn't get that clearly. You said when I exit out of Vim.
Yeah, I'm saying that if you exit out of Vim, you will see that.
I saw just a new text document, but I can't see.
Say again.
I saw just a new text document, but I'm not sure I saw anything more than that. Just a new text document.
Okay, so you are still in Vim, right?
I actually exited Vim. I minimized
Right.
it.
So when you do an ls, no. So depending on where you are, so I don't know where you save the file, right? So I can't say exactly where you are going to find it. So depending on where you were before you went into Vim, that's where you find the file. All right. So
Okay. Yes, I just saw it. I just saw it now. This is my file. I went back to Ubuntu. I went back to Ubuntu, so I typed ls and I saw this is my file.txt.
Okay, great.
All right. So yes, I didn't get to the next prompt. They said we should download something.
Okay, so I think you guys are trying to install GCC or something. I just came in. I was away for a while, so I think you guys were supposed to install GCC and get something running, right? So if you have that installed, that's what was asked that you do. So you installed GCC if you've not installed that already.
I haven't installed it, so I think you said we should just write sudo t update. I think so.
Yeah, so you could check in the group. I see that others have done that, so you could check from there. We'll try to cover up for him while he comes, right? So try and then check out from the group. You just do apt install GCC,
Can I run that
and
on
that
Vim
should do it.
or Ubuntu?
You are running it on the Ubuntu shell itself, not in Vim.
Okay. All right. Sudo apt install GCC. Entered password. Okay, done. Reading package. It's brought out a prompt and fully new package. You want to continue? Why? Yes. Okay. Okay, it's loading something up. It's pretty much. I think it's 21%. He said unable to fetch some archives. Maybe run apt get update or tr by something fixed. Okay, sudo dot get update.
Okay, guys. So I guess you have to continue with the one that we were doing, right? So you guys have written, I think, a few C lines of code, right? So those who have installed the GCC, let's continue from that side. I'll share my screen from this point so that we all can work together.
I think.
The voice is not
Sorry.
audible.
I tried the update command, so it brought out some long messages. I just sent a screenshot now. Okay, reading package is done.
Yeah, so if someone is on the chat and has fixed the problem, please go ahead and then help him with this. Thank you. So I'll also go ahead and then do something similar to what you guys have done. All right, so something like, I think you guys might have installed something like this, right? Sorry, like have written a program like this, and thankfully I have written another program like that. So I hope you all can hear my voice and can see my screen,
right?
So sorry about that. Network was really, really bad.
Okay, you're back. That's nice.
Already here.
Okay, so I guess I would let you continue from this point then.
You should continue. Matzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said you can continue.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I guess you guys got to this point. I'm guessing so, right? You've written this program here, and then you are trying to compile it. If I am thinking, all right, right. Guys, help me out here. I just came to the party, so I'm not sure where you guys got to. So, where did you guys
Yeah,
get
we
to?
already, hello?
So
We already said we are just waiting to compile it.
you're already done compiling it.
No, we are to compile it. Yeah.
Oh, you're not compiling it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw that you guys were asked to do a DCC version, right?
Yeah.
To get the
Yeah.
version that you are running.
Yeah.
So now that we've seen this, so to compile the program, right, we type the DCC command like that, and then we type in the name of the file we are trying to compile, right? So DCC hello.c. So we'll do this first version, and then I'll show you another way to do it so that it's much more better. So when we do GCC hello.c, what happens is that it will give us a default name called a.out. So let's do GCC hello.c, and then let's just press the enter key. All right. So when we do that, you don't see any pop-ups or
My
any.
code is still installing actually, and I can't hear you clearly. I just heard something
Is it
concerning GCC.
is it the same with everyone? Can everyone hear me all right? Is it okay?
Like your voice is
Yeah,
distant for
I
me.
can hear you.
your voice is distant a bit.
Oh, sorry. Is it okay?
Same.
Let's see. Okay. Is it okay now?
Mm, not well enough.
Oh, really? Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'm sort of very at the moment. So for those who can hear me, but then if you can't hear me, let me know so that you can see how
You're cool. You're cool.
things go.
We
Okay,
can hear
so
you, but it sounds like you're talking from a distance. That's the problem.
oh, all of my guys are happy.
Yeah, Maxwell, I don't think it's your device. I think it has to do with your voice in general.
Exactly.
Wow, that's something. So how do I make my voice not the problem now? Because yeah, that's what
Actually better now. It's actually better now.
Okay, that's
It's
fine.
better now. Try to pull the mic close to your mouth.
It is very close, very close.
Then there is nothing else that I can suggest.
Exactly. Because when you guys said that, I tried to really come so much closer to it. I mean, it's
Sorry,
almost
so I
literally
sent a screenshot concerning I just tried sudo get CCC and it brought that message prompt. So I haven't gotten any response concerning that. It's GCC installed on my system now.
well. I'm sure that did you do the GCC dash version thing?
GCC dash no, I just did GCC. I mean sorry, sudo get GCC after sudo apt get update. Then I tried installing GCC. So I think it has because it loads to 100%. And yes, I'm waiting for the next instruction after installing GCC. Like
All right. So after installing the GCC, we just check the
touch
version of the
touch.
GCC, sort of a way to confirm that it is installed. Okay. So now where we are at the point where we compile the program that we wrote, the simple C program that we wrote, the hello.c program. I don't know how you guys named yours, but mine is called hello.c. So GCC and the name of the C program that we just wrote. Okay. So with that, we are going to get a file called a.out. So how we run that is we first type the period, a dot, a forward slash, then the name of the of the file that I just mentioned. It's called a.out. All right. So a forward slash a.out. All right. So dot forward slash a.out. So that is going to be how we're going to run this program. The program that we just wrote, the hello.c program. Okay, so once you do that, then you press the enter key, then you should see the output like you should see. So this thing that we just did here is similar to doing something like clicking the build and run on code blocks or on VS Code or anything like Eclipse or anything that you use at all. It is similar to that. We build the program, then we run it like that. Okay. So we've written
Excuse.
right.
I am on bash git bash.
All right.
Is it the same command? Because I just saying no such file or directory.
You're on Windows, right?
Pardon?
You're on Windows.
Yeah, I'm on Windows, but I'm using git bash.
Okay, so which one are you saying was giving you that error? Which of the commands so far?
Pardon?
Which of the commands gave you that error?
The last one, the period slash a.out.
Okay, sorry. If you're on Windows, probably it should be a.exe. Right. Try that.
.exe. Let me try that slash a.exe. Yeah, it ran there.
All right. Sure. So for those on purely Linux systems, yours is the a.out. For those on the Windows machines, yours is going to be a.exe. All right, so that is how it's going to be. So
I just did GCC space dash version. So it said copyright, then free software warranty.
Right. Good.
Yes.
Good. So also try and then be following as we go. Even though we are trying to get something working, try and then be getting what we are doing as we go so that we can. So we compiled it with the command you said over there. All right. So others are also in the group and you can quickly hack them so that we don't break a lot. Okay. So
all right, thanks.
Sure. So we see the first one, the hello.c, just compiling with the GCC and then the hello.c. So let's just do the other part and go back to BI. Okay. So sometimes we want to actually give this a good name. You see how you download something like MSX browser, maybe you download those applications that you download. Let's say I'm a very bad Windows user, so yeah, but any file you download on Windows, you know that it is in .exe, something like that most of the time, right? VS Code or .exe, all those files you download on Windows are mostly exe. Right? So, but for Linux and the other, like macOS also has what it has, but then if you're on a pure Linux system, most of the time you can play with the extension, sometimes. So now, what is going to happen is you're actually going to give it a good name so that it is not like it's only a.out, because if you compile another program this same way, it will overwrite the previous one, which is not a good thing. So what we will do instead is we'll say GCC hello.c one more time. But this time around, what we're going to do is to give it an option, the option of the O, right? So the O means output this to a certain file, right? So what we want to do is actually call this program our hello program.
Sorry, but
Right.
we can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, so I was saying that this time around, what we are going to do is we are going to compile the program in a way that we are going to give it an output file. So it's not going to be the a.out anymore, but it's going to be a name of the file that we give it. So it's going to compile hello.c into a program called hello, right? Like the way you have home.exe, those programs.exe, right? So now we are giving the program a name so that it will record with that name. Okay, so GCC, the name of your file, space dash o, space, and then the name that you want to give to it. So mine is GCC hello.c dash o hello. Right. So when I run this code now, it will compile the program all right, and then it will show me what I need to see. There's a lot of things in my system, that's why I'm not doing an ls most of the time. It's my privacy. So now, after you are done with that, you can ls, and then you will see everything in that directory that you are working in. Okay, so again, if you are on Windows, you do hello.exe. If you are on Linux system or any Linux-like system, you should be able to run it this way, and then it should run /hello, and then if you run that, and you see the same thing happening. All right. Do we all have? Are we all okay up until this point? We are getting back into VI to do a few things. Is everyone okay up until this point?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Okay.
Kind of lost because I tried typing vi hello.c, so it brought me to, like, I think the Vim layout. So I tried gcc.c dash space dash hello, and I think it just locked the screen. I tried using escape, but it didn't do anything.
So whenever you see us writing commands this way, we are out of VI, right? We are in the bash itself, not in VI. VI is just for writing text files or code files or things like that. Right now we've exited out of VI. We are going to type or we are executing commands from the shell itself, not within VI. VI is for text and typing things.
So you said we're existing command on the shell itself. Is that Azure Cloud Shell?
Are you on a bash shell at this point?
No, I'm using my system. I'm using Ubuntu.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that when you do vi hello.c and you are here, anything you type here is not a command. It's just literal. You have to exit out of vi with the combinations that you've been told with the Q or W2 if you have anything that you need to say. You exit out of vi before you start to type commands to the shell. Alright. So
I have to exit out.
Ma-
How
Ma-
do I
Max,
exit out of VI?
yeah, Max, what's up?
I think let me just try to echo what you've just said for those that still have trouble hearing you.
Okay.
All right. So basically what he just did is trying to run our program, the program we created. Now, before the network took me off, we created a file called hello.c, and it's the same file we're seeing on the screen right now. So, and we're told that to run it, we would need a C compiler called GCC, of which we installed using a command via our terminal here. So after installing GCC, which is the compiler itself, we were able to run, to compile our file hello.c to be able to echo the message we specified in. Okay, let me just share my screen so what we're trying to do here again. Okay, so basically we had a file called hello.c. Okay, this is what is inside currently. We have hello world. Let me just add some stuff to it. Okay. Let me add it. Let me just add it somewhere here. Let me say hello world. This is my first program. Just something like this, and then I'll save it and I'll exit. Now we have a file. We want to compile this file so we see what we just typed in, and we said we can do this easily by typing gcc then the name of the file hello.c. When we run this, it will compile the file, and then it won't output anything, but it will compile the file. If there's any issue with the file, it will of course show that issue on our terminal. It will show the issue here or show the error here. So now if you press your ls, you should now see a.out, the one he was talking about, a.out, then the file called hello, the one we have compiled called hello, and then our main file hello.c. Now to output the text we've compiled, we can simply run ./hello, because we already have hello here now, so we can simply call hello. And when we call hello, okay, you should see hello world. Sorry, I did not save that file. I did not save that file, which is why. Alright, let me just hello.c. Okay, it was saved. Alright. So basically, yeah, Maxwell, were you trying to say something?
Yeah, so you compiled it, but then
Okay.
with the usual
Yeah.
a.out. So because you didn't give the --o option, so that you give it the name of the hello, we are still running the previous one. You see that you did a gcc hello.c, but you didn't specify the output file name. So it is still using the a.out as a default.
Okay. All right. Please explain that again. Let me stop sharing. Okay.
Okay, I was saying that you compile the program using gcc hello.c, and then you are trying to run the
Yes.
program using .hello. Okay, so when you do the gcc hello.c alone, the default output file name is a.out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you are trying to run the program using .hello, it is going to use the previous compiled version of that hello.c program, which is not what you've done currently.
Yes, that's true.
So
what would be a workaround for this?
yeah, so at this point, if you run the a.out program, you will see the one that you just changed, or you have to do the gcc hello.c with the -o option and then the output file name.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for pointing that out. So basically what he just told us, what he just taught us is that can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All right. So basically what he just taught us is something really important, because this is something, an error that every one of us can make without previous knowledge. Now you notice that I already have a file called hello.c, and in that file I already have my C program, hello world, just this program, just this text there. So I then added this other line of text. This is my first program, and then I saved it. Now, mind you, I have already previously compiled hello world. It was compiled and it was saved. So let me exit and go back to it was compiled and it was saved. it was already saved here. So I tried calling it by saying .hello. It did not call it again because it kept calling this .hello is the previous compiled version of my code. So it kept calling hello world instead of hello world, this is my first program. So after compilation, I had to run the a.out, which is the output. I had to run it to tell it to run the most recent version of my code. And that is what gave me the output, hello world, this is my first program. So this is very important because you might be debugging.
Something went wrong. We cannot hear you.
Looks like the network is really bad around Nigeria and the other places as well. So what you're trying to say is that previously he had compiled this program he's trying to run with a different name. So when he tries to run that, he's always getting the previous version or the previous output that was given. But now that he has changed something and recompiled it with a
Okay,
different
yeah, sorry, network is nice, it's really terrible.
okay, so
So basically, you need to recompile the file every time that you edit it. Is that right?
come again.
Every time that we edit the file, we need to recompile it so that it adapts to the changes that we made to it.
Yeah, sure, exactly.
Okay, so if we recompile it, we don't get another file. It will just edit the old file, right?
Yeah, it will overwrite it unless you give it the option O to write into a certain file. Right. So
Okay.
by default, it saves it to the a.out if you're on Linux-like machines or a.exe if you're on Windows machines.
All right, thank you.
Right. Okay. So let's get this. Okay, so now I can also do an ls so that you can see everything fine. Right. So at this point, I can see that everyone has been able to get the the compiled version. So the first one that we did was hello C without any options. Right. So when we do that, we get the a.out, and then when we run that, we get the output like that. But I was saying that most of the time you would want to rather do something like give it a name so that it is much more easier to call it. Because if you have another program and we compile it, if it gets the same name, right? But then we want to have different files, and then they should all have their executable, right? So if you have Chrome, you have Edge, you don't expect Chrome and Edge to have the same compiled source by the same compiled executable file. One would overwrite the other. So that's why we have the -o option, which would give us the option to write it to a different name. So we are going to compile the hello.c program into a name that we want to call it. So here, this name can be anything, right? I can call it say hello. I can say anything of that sort. Just say it is hello so that it is much more easier to know that. So this is the point where we got into. We compiled using the normal version of GCC and then the file name, and then we also tried to use an option called O to give it the name of an output file name. Right. So that is the two ways that we go about that. So let's get back into VI, and then let's see what we can do from this point onwards. So back I assume that you guys have gone through like the saving of the file, deleting things or something like that. Let me not assume a lot. So could you sort of let me have uh, something that you guys have done already to see where I continue from?
Yeah, so we've talked about creating the file. I think no, we haven't talked about deleting a file actually, or deleting a line actually. We just talked about creating the file and writing our code.
Okay, all right. So um, that's good. So now we have this file here obviously, and then we can make the changes that we want to make. Okay, so um, one of the things that we normally would like to do is to go to certain files or like certain lines in the file so that we can do changes to it or something similar, right? So instead of using our arrow keys to go down, 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 let's say for instance, I'm trying to go to line 10, right? Most of you use the print F, but then I'm using the puts. It does the same thing. So instead of using the mouse, sorry, the arrow to go down that way, I could do something similar, right? So that column and then the WQ and the Q are not the only thing that we can type over there. What we can also do is I can say the colon, all right, and then I'll give it the number of the line that I want to go to. All right, so I do a colon and then the line number. So I can say colon 10, and then it moves the cursor all the way from wherever it was to the line. All right, so I hope everyone saw that. So colon and then the line number. So what I'll do is to do colon one more time and then the line number one to go back to one so that you see what is happening. So colon one and then it goes back to line number one. Okay, so when you are in Vim, you can move about in your file without having to necessarily use your mouse, I keep saying mouse, your arrow keys to move down, right? You can basically use um, the colon and then the line number that you would want to go to. All right. So that is also possible for us to use. But then let's see how maybe we would like to delete certain things and then a few things so that we can see how we can not necessarily maybe try to delete things one by one like that. That wouldn't help us, right? But then that's where we use that. So for instance, maybe I made a mistake, all right, and then instead of the hello world, I want to write hi someone, something like that. So what I can do is I'll go to line 10 and then I can come in here and then change what I've written, right? So before I do that, I'll have to, like we know, go into the insert mode and then delete them and start from there. What I can actually do is something different. I can delete it even before going into the insert mode. To do that, all right, we use the X as in xylophone X, and then we can use that to delete single characters, right? So whenever I press the X, it will delete the character that is the character that the cursor is on. All right. So when I press the X, it deletes the H. I keep on pressing and then it will keep on deleting them. All right. So every time I do that, it will remove a character under the cursor. All right. So anytime I do this, that is going to happen. Okay. So try that on your machine and then let's see what happens. Hopefully you try something like that or you are trying that with me. Okay. So now what we can also do is we make mistakes, right? And I thought I'll share this one before we even go to the other one. So let's say we mistakenly deleted the hello. That wasn't what we are trying to do. Okay, so for that, what you can do quickly is to press the U to bring it back, as in to undo. Okay, so how we undo in VI is by pressing the U. You have to be you have to be sure that you are out of the insert mode to to do this. So I'll press the U the number of times that I want so that I'll get what I need back. Okay, so if we delete something or we make a change that we are not sure of, what we can do is we can just say undo and then it will bring us back to whatever change we did. But if you want to redo, which is the opposite of undo, then you have to press the Control R. Okay, so undo is U, redo is Control R. Alright, so I thought I might have said that. So I just said that we can delete single characters with the X on the keyboard. But then sometimes that will be a lot of work because we may want to delete all of these things at once. Okay, so maybe we want to delete like the whole of this line over here. We want to delete the whole of line 10 and we want to put something new over there. Okay, so what we can do is we can use the the command called DD, right? So double D, DD. Alright, so when I press the DD, for instance, it deletes that line. Alright, so the X will delete a single character. So you would have to press it X number of times or N number of times to remove that number of characters that you want to remove. But then with the DD, what it does is that it deletes that particular line on which you are. Okay, so there's more to it which we will get to. Alright, so has anyone gotten any issues so far with doing that? If you press it multiple times, it will keep on removing the line. So just in case if you can do that. But if you done that, you can easily press the U to undo what you just did. But then I'll do a redo to confirm that I want that thing. Okay, so use the X to delete single letters. The DD is to delete a whole line. Okay, so here's one thing that you should also know about the DD. The DD is the same for deleting and is the same for cutting. Okay, so the Control X on your keyboard or like the normal keyboard shortcut for cutting. For VI, that is DD, right? So DD can delete and it can also cut. So we can cut and paste in VI as well. So the DD is how we cut and paste. There are other ways as well, alright? But then whenever we do a DD, we actually cut the text. Though we see that it has been deleted, but it's actually cut and it's in the buffer of VI's memory. It is keeping it. Alright. So now another thing that we can also do is we can delete up to n number of characters. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll bring back the push line, that line 10. Okay. So what I want to do now is instead of deleting the whole of this line, what I want to do is rather delete the hello. Okay. So I'll move to the hello side. Right. So we said the X will delete a single letter, the DD will delete all of that line, but then sometimes you want to delete only a certain number of letters, but not all of them. Right? So what we can do is instead tell the DD that, okay, so instead of deleting all the words or all the lines, I want you to delete up onto this number of characters. Okay, so now we use this method. We use the D, a number. So this number is going to be the number of letters we want to delete onto your stop. Alright, so D, the number of characters we want to delete, and then a W. Okay, so let's say we want to delete the hello. Alright, so we count hello and it's 5. So HELL and then O. So that's going to be 5 characters. So what we need to do is now do something like this. We say D5 W. Oopsie, that was an error. Let's try that again. Okay, so a moment please. A moment. Oh, um, sorry about that. I had to check someone on the door. Okay, so like I was saying, we can do something similar to the deleting. So instead of deleting everything as a go, what we can do is rather tell VI that, okay, instead of deleting everything, give me up to a certain number of words and delete up onto only that. All right, so um, let's try to do that. So I'll come to this part. I do the D, the let's say the 5, and then the W. That's what okay. Okay, so my bad. So what I was trying to say is we actually are deleting words. Okay, so the W over there is words. Okay, so sorry about that. It's supposed to be words. I'm trying to say that we can delete up to a certain number of words. Okay, so squash the one that I said that is like a number of letters are meant words. So for instance, I want to delete 2 words. Right. So instead of deleting all of these things, I want to delete only the hello, and the hello is 1 word. Okay, so what I can do is I can say D, one, a W. Okay, so now it deletes the hello word. Sorry, just the hello. Okay, so that was a mistake. Sorry about that. It is rather supposed to be the words, okay, not the letters. Okay, so we can use the DD to delete the whole line, or we can use the X to delete single letters, or we can use the D with a combination of a letter and then, sorry, a number and then a W to delete some number of words. Okay, so are we all okay up until this point? I know I just sort of check myself right from there. So if there's any issue here, let's check that and then we check the other ones as well. Are we all okay to this point? Hello, is everyone okay?
I'll definitely evaluate this on our own them because at this point I've gotten lost already.
Come again.
I literally got lost way back. I tried creating starting like the ECC. I mean, in hello dots. It's called. Sorry. I tried in hello.c. So it brought this like I couldn't enter any particular key. So I tried using the escape key, thinking like probably pushed me back to Vim. But tried using the command to remove it from command mode, but it didn't write any of the other stuff. I had to create another hello bin hello.c. Then it kept on going with this message that I have another one file already. Should I read only, edit anyway, cover, quit or what? So I tried quitting and I also tried edit anyway, but still didn't work. I closed the app already and opened it, closed all tabs, but it's still even the same message. So I just I give up hope.
Okay. So I remember saying that when we are entering the commands, we are not in Vim. We are not in VI. We are outside of VI and we are entering those commands. So if you are in VI and you are trying to enter the commands here, that is way out of line. You get out of VI before you enter any shell commands. Alright. So
how do we get out of VI?
in case of we are using the Q key, right? So escape, you have the colon key, the Q, and then the yeah. So escape colon
Yeah.
Q,
Skip
right?
column Q.
Yeah.
Enter. Alright. Okay. Yes. I'm back already. So I've seen beam hello.c already.
Yeah, so that's I do that. If you are still in VI and you're trying to run commands that are from the shell, it won't work very well.
How do I know
There's
if I'm still
there's
on VI?
you should see these things over here. You would see these things, right? You see those filters over here, and you will also not see the bash prompt.
You said I'll see those
Right.
little dashes, right?
Yeah, you see these filters over here to the left side of the VI window where I've not typed anything. You can see that there
I'm
are
not,
some.
not seeing any of them. Okay, so what I just want to do now is I've gone to the new tab. I've seen the Windows PowerShell command prompt, Azure Cloud Shell. Right to the particular tab I am on at the moment.
I guess with your issue, we would have to look at it a bit in the background. So maybe if anyone has fixed this issue, you can quickly help them with that. But then what I'm trying to say is that when you are in VI, you should be able to see because there are these file, there are these folders over here. These like, are you seeing my screen?
Yeah, I'm seeing your screen. I'm sending you a
Yeah.
picture
So
now. So this, I just sent a picture right now. That is where I
yeah,
am at
but
the moment.
yeah. So
Seeing
you have a
visual.
look. Yeah, we are very good. So when you are in VI, you see this these things over here. But then when you exit out of VI, then you would see you should see something like this. When you're out of VI, you would see the prompt. You see this, right? If you are in
Okay.
VI, you wouldn't see this. Okay.
All right.
So when you're in VI and you're trying to edit the text files, you would have to be out of VI to be able to like enter shell commands. All right, so that is one thing that you should know.
All right. So now I exited VI. Now I'm on VI now. So I still run the GCC hello.c or will I just type in this
For
code includes code?
for that one, you would have to check that from the we have sort of moved past that side, but then you can still ask within the group and then we can check that out as we go along. But then we'll be doing more of these, and also the video was recorded, so we didn't have to worry about that. So, but I was asking if anybody has a question about the deleting letters and then the words and then the lines. Are we all okay up to the point where we are able to delete letters with the X and then with the DD we delete the whole line, and then with the D the number, and then the W we delete words. Are we okay up to this point? Hello, are we okay? Fine. So now we've seen how to delete those words, right? And those lines, we've seen how to delete lines, words, and then the letters. Okay. So now instead, what I'm going to do is I'll just say hi world just to type something here. Okay. So I'll just save this file, and then we can continue from there. But then what I wanted us to do would have been to use a file that was big enough. But then because not all of us are on the same Linux system, some of the commands that I might have asked you to do would not work for all of us. Okay. So I mean that would have helped us to move about in VI in ways that like you have a very large file to work with. But if you're on Windows and you can't run this command, or if you run this command and it doesn't work, um, don't worry much. It's just a way that we are trying to navigate around the VI. But then if you don't have it, you provided some somehow for you to get. Okay. But for the sake so that we're able to navigate around VI in a way that makes sense, because the file that we are using currently is very small, so that some of the things that I want us to do, we can do over here. Okay, so what I need us to do right now is let's run this command all together and then let's go from there. So you type cp, right, then do cp /etc / and we type pass wd. Okay, so cp /etc /PASSWD, and then after you type that, you give a space and then you put a dot after that. So cpp cp space /etc /PASSWD space a dot. Okay, so if you've done that correctly, press the enter key, and then what this is doing, or what it has done, is it has copied a file from a certain path to this current directory. So when we do an ls, you see a file called parswd. All right, so this is a file that I want us to work with. Right, so let's try to navigate around this file so that we can see how VI can be used for some few things. All right, so
Maxwell.
right.
Yeah, I think we have 17 minutes more.
Okay, right. Okay, so let's just go through real quick. So VI password. Okay, so if you run the command that I mentioned correctly, and if it is allowed on your system, you should be in this file. Okay, so the file that we are in is not one that you have to worry about now, but the whole thing that we are trying to do is to move about VI in a way so that we can have space to do things together. Okay, so now what I need us to do is to try to do some few deletions, some few things with it. Okay, so if you have this file over here, let's say that we are trying to delete lines 1 up to lines 5. Okay, so we are not only able to delete single lines or single text or single letters, right? We can delete up onto a certain number of lines. Okay, so you remember that I mentioned that we can do a number and then a word. Okay, so you can also do something like this. I'm sorry, let me do that. So what we can do is we can do the D, a number, and then the arrow keys. Okay, so we can say that D1 and then the arrow key either up or down. Okay, so for instance, like I was saying, we can delete lines 1 up to lines 5. What we can do is we can say D5 and then the down arrow key. So what is going to do is we're going to delete all the way from number 1 to number 5. Okay, so we do D5. Okay. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, so like I was saying, we do the 5 and then the arrow key pointing down. Okay, so we deleted the 5 lines from number 1 to number 5. Okay, so we deleted lines 1 to line 5. Is everyone okay with what we just did? again, I'll bring it back with the undo command. I'm saying that we are on line 1. So what I did, or what we are trying to now do is we are trying to delete multiple lines of text this time around. And you're not only trying to delete just one line or just a word or different things, right? We are going to delete number of lines. Okay, so I'm seeing that we are going to delete number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 from this file. Okay, so on your VI, you may not see the numbers, but trying to remind how to like numbers. So we're going to delete these lines, number 1 all to number 5. So by the time you are done, you should see that these lines have been deleted. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll say the D, the number, okay, and then the direction in which I want to delete. So I do that, and then it deletes all the way from that line to that side. So it deletes from number 1 and then 5 lines beneath it. Is everyone okay after that point? Okay. So now, like we just saw, you can delete different ways. If you were beneath or if you were down in the file, you can delete upwards, you can delete to the left side, you can delete to the right side. Any way that you'd want to do that, that's also fine. Okay. Sometimes you would also be in a certain place. Let's say we are currently on this one. If you did the command that I entered, you should be around somewhere like this. Yours might be different, but don't worry about that. What I need you to do is to move all the way to this side. So let's move. So what we do is we press the control key, and you can move with your arrow keys, or you can move with your W key, right? So you press the W to move one word at a time. Okay, so we do that, and then we come all the way to before the first forward slash in whatever line that you are on. Okay, so now what we are trying to do is to delete from this point up until the end of that file, sorry, of that line. So instead of deleting the whole line, we are going to delete until that line is over. Okay, so now what we're going to do is again with a D and then with the dollar sign. So we do a D and a dollar sign. So what the D dollar sign does is that you can delete from wherever it is to the end of that line. So it deletes from where the cursor is to the end of that line. So let's try that. D and then the dollar sign. Alright, so it deletes from where the cursor was to the end of that line. Okay, so we've seen the X, we can delete single letters, the DD, we can delete a whole line. You've seen that if we do the D with a number and then the W, you are deleting that number of words. You've also seen that if we do the D with a number and then an arrow key or a direction, you can delete that number of lines in that direction, or depending on how we give it or the direction that we give it, you can delete that number of lines from that side. Now we've also seen that if we use the D and then the dollar sign, we are going to be able to delete from a certain point to the end of the line. Is everyone okay up to this point?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So here's the other things too. So when we are using the VI, right? So most of the time we are going to be moving around. Okay, so sometimes it is going to be hard to just have these things over here. So like I mentioned previously, you can enter the line that you want to actually go to, and then it will take you there. Okay, so it's basically like that. In the same way that we can do the D and then give it a number and delete that number of lines. Let's say you are trying to read a certain text file, but then you want to move very quickly, because if you use the arrow keys and then you are going down this way, that will take some time before you get to the bottom. Okay, so let's say I am somewhere in the file over here. What I can do is I can press um, the GD small g twice. Okay, so when I press the D twice, the small g twice, it takes me to the beginning of the file. Okay, so pressing the GG, wherever you are, it will take you to the beginning of the file. So if you're already at the beginning of the file, it wouldn't do anything for you. But then if you're at the beginning of the file and you want to quickly move to the end of the file, all you need to do is press the capital G. So that means it is Shift G or anyhow that you want to do it, but then it has to be a capital G. Okay, so the small g, two of them, GG will take you to the beginning of the file. Capital G will take you to the end of that file. All right. So that is one thing that I thought I would share with you. And then let's say you are also around this place. What you can do is you can press different key combinations that will take you to different places depending on where you are. But then for the sake of our time, you save some of these ones for another time. But if you are at the end of this file, you just press GG to go all the way to the beginning. And again, if you are at the starting point, you come, you press capital G, and then you are going to the end of the file. In the same way, if you are, let's say, somewhere up here and you want to go n number of lines down or n number of lines up, all you do is you press that number of lines. Let's say I want to move 10 lines down. So what I just do is I'll just press 10 and then I press the down arrow keys. So you see that it moves me all the way from number 1 to number 11. So that is 10 lines from 1. Okay. In the same way, if I want to go 10 lines from number 11, that means I'm trying to go up to number 1. I'll do 10 again, and then I use up arrow key this time around, and you see that it is able to take me within the VI, but I'm moving much faster, and it is much more easier that way. There's a way that you can also move to the beginning of a line at certain points, but for now I would hold on to that one. But feel free to try that one too out. But these are a few things that I thought we should get used to. So you can keep this file on your machine, or anytime you would want to make some changes that wouldn't affect anything, you can copy that various file, make some changes to it, and then you can close out of it. So what I'll do is I'll quit out of this file without saving anything. So I'll do quit with the exclamation mark. So what this one does is that it will quit the file without saving any changes to it. Okay, so I press that and I press the enter key, and then that would be all of it. It doesn't save the file. So anytime I go back to this file again, it will be the same file that I had already copied. It is not changed. Okay, so just as a quick something, because some of you had issues with going into VI and then coming into the batch all the time, there's an easier way when you are using VI. Okay, so let's say we go into the hello.c program that we just wrote. Alright, so I do hello.c. Okay, so this is what happens. What we can do is right inside of Vim, we can open the terminal. Okay, so like you can see from my side, you can type terminal from this side, and then it will open up the a bash from this side for you to use. So you don't have to edit VI entirely to use the shell again, right? So this is something I just wanted to mention. So, but for your side, what it will do is that you will see it at the top, okay? But then mine, I have set it up in a way that it opens at the bottom. These are things that you can check out to fix for yourself if you want to do. But then here's the thing: you can work within Vim and then have the shell right here. So what I can do is I can move to the typing area. So to move to that side, I'll just press Control W a number of times, and then it brings me to the area where I can type something. And then let's say I'll come to here, and then let's say I'll change the text to say this is VI, and there's a shell here too. Alright, then I'll save this file. Again, I'll press Ctrl W twice to move from the text area to the shell, and then I can do my GCC hello.c, and then -o, and then hello, like that. So you see, this time around, I'm not going out of the VI before I come back in here to compile the program, or go out of VI to compile it and run it before I come back here to make changes. Okay, so here again, I can run the program right here as well. Okay, so this is something I just wanted to mention, since we're having issues exiting VI and then doing all the kind of sort of things. So right in VI, you can open a terminal and then use it. After you are done, you can just press exit and it will exit like this, and then it will exit, or you can press the Control D on your keyboard and it will also exit. Okay, so regardless of however you want to use it, that is up to you. But then if you're going to be working with VI like this, you want to have something like this, so that you don't have to always go out of VI before you able to make some changes. Okay, so because of the time, I think I'll pause here. And if there are any questions, I'll hand over to Maxim. Are there any questions with whatever we've done up to this point?
I'm good, but I just have one question. I'd like to pick up something whereby you think near the command whereby I understand which line I'm on. If I'm on line 15, I understand I'm on line 15, but now it's a bit hectic, so it would be really good if we had those settings.
Could you come again, please? I didn't...
Pardon?
I mean, could you say that again? I didn't catch that one.
Oh, I'm saying that Vim right now for us is a bit hectic because it's not numbered.
Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, that's something that I set for myself, because yeah, it's something that you can do yourself as well.
Oh, okay.
But by default, it is not numbered.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just something that I've set. Yeah, on my system. So I think like you can either search on how to do this one like to
just search for the instructions on Google, huh?
Yeah, so basically it is a Vim RC file that you create, and then it is a very simple something that
I'll search for it.
Sure. It will make things much more easier for you. For like example, like I get to mention like the line numbers, and then there's more to this.
The navigation.
Right. Yeah, there's much more. Yeah. So it feels like I'm cheating, but then once you get used to VI, you'd want to customize it to how you work. So this is something that you would have to do like personally, based on your preferences.
What about Nano? How come they are only teaching Vim and Emacs?
I'm not really an Emacs person, so Emacs and so I'll use Nano in the normal version that it is. I'll use Emacs in the normal way that it is. It's mostly VI that I make some changes to it because that's what I normally operate. Like, so um, if you like Emacs, then you have to learn more about Emacs so that you can customize it. Right. So with Emacs, all I do is just use it the way that it is because it's not something I use often. If that's the only option I have, then I'll just use it. But VI is what I use. That's why I make it much more customized in this way. But I believe there are ways to customize each of them, but I've not really bothered looking into them because I didn't really use them.
Yeah, thanks.
So, are there any other questions? Okay, Claxton. I think I would hand over now. I'll try and then come here earlier next time so that I can catch up and then see what to pick up next time. Yeah, I'll sort of electrocute this more. So, Mr. Clarkson, if you are here, I would like to hand over.
Yeah, Maxwell, thank you very much. That was very informative. And my network has been disturbing me. I don't know what happened, but I think it's a bit stable now. I don't know how long it will be stable for. So thank you once again. Thank you for picking it up when the network threw me off. So we've covered a lot today. Actually, we've learned how to create a file, how to create a C file, and how to compile it and run it on our terminal. Because this is what we are going to be using for during our onboarding or during our time at ALX. We're going to be making use of Vim. We're going to be compiling via our terminal, and we're going to be debugging. So it's good we know all this beforehand. So we're aware that not all of us was able to follow along with this session. So like always, the recorded version will be available subsequently after the session ends, and you can download or watch it at your convenience. Then for those who have no previous knowledge of what we're doing, you can easily refer to other previous sessions that have already been recorded and are available on the channel, on the YouTube channel. So you can do that as well. So notwithstanding, if you have any questions related to what we've just done, you can message, you can send a DM to either me, the lazy programmer, or you can just paste it on the group chat and everyone can contribute to answer your questions. So we did some overtime today. It's supposed to be an hour, 30 minutes tops, but we had to use 2 hours because we talked a lot about this particular topic, Vim. So we're not done actually. I think Maxwell, I think we should have a third part, like a part 3 of this session, to continue from where you stopped, right? I think it's going. What do you think?
Yeah, well, we could ask them how they are handling it. Last time I recommended that each one goes through the Vim tutor that is on their system. That would get them comfortable a bit before even the session begins. Yeah, but I think it's a good thing to do as well, just to maybe tackle a few more things.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So just like he said, okay, yeah. So we'll know what to do from then. Thank you once again. Thanks for joining us. And again, like we've said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask anyone and we'll be able to help you out in any way we can. So please, and of course, I would like to appreciate everyone because it's obvious that we all had some previous, we did some previous research and reading because some of us were able to follow along. There was a lot of turn up than compared to the previous session where I think was it only one person who had Ubuntu installed, but now we have a lot of people who have it installed, have Vim installed, and are following along quite beautifully. So it shows we are progressing and we're learning. So let's just keep up the pace. And in time, all of us here will be able to participate fully. So I can see some new names here. So if you're just joining us for the first time, refer to previous videos or refer to previous videos so you get up to speed. So this is how we call it a wrap for today. Thank you all for joining us, and of course there will be a pop quiz on this as well. There will be a pop quiz, and Max will be setting that up for us. He'll be giving us some hardcore questions. So there'll be a pop quiz on what we just done today. So what you just did. So do well to prepare in advance. Further information about this will be communicated via the group chats. So thank you all. The group will be open for I think another 1 hour. So there'll be some background music playing. So for now it's good night and hope to see you next time.
Quick one, please. The Vim tutor, please try and then go through it. It will help you get the basics down. It's really important.